Oh, this is something.
Yeah, we got 2 of them.
Neat.
They're pretty short, so.
Okay.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
Facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Dallas Times Herald, in association with Craftsman Bolt-On System, presents Justice League, X-Men at the State Fair, and Spider-Man Saves the Cowboys.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the marvelous Mr. Mike.
I got a name again.
Not to be confused with the marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah, well, that does
But the
happen a
3
lot.
M's just has a nice,
It happens a lot. I'll be walking down the street, minding my own business, and people will say, "Hey, it's that marvelous Miss Maisel," and I'm like,
Oh,
"No,
really?
no, it's just me." Yeah, it's crazy.
I see the similarities
Sure,
now when I look closer at it.
Skirt,
Both
Yeah.
female stand-up comedians.
buckle, shoes.
Yeah.
Red. Yeah, it's 19.
Wasn't it red?
It's 1969 or whatever. Sure.
Like the
I don't know when that show was
the dress
supposed
of
to be
her on
set.
the poster or whatever.
Yeah, I think it
don't
is
know, but
red.
still,
I think you're right.
there you go.
I've never watched that show.
Oh, I have.
Have
I
you?
watched the first
it
season.
any good?
It was good.
Was it?
No, I thought it was really good. I don't know why I didn't watch the second season.
Yeah.
Nothing the show did. Just
It's one of those things like that. That's a thing for me consistently now. Like start a show and then
fall off.
you wake up one day and you're like, oh shit, there's 3 more seasons of this thing all of a sudden, or whatever. I just forget about them.
Here's what. Yeah. And
I need a front end. I need a front end on all of my streaming shit because I'm so tired of looking for things.
Yeah.
I need it to tell me, hey, you like this thing? Here's a new thing.
So you need just like a app that scans them all.
No, I need my old DVR back is what I need.
TiVo?
Yeah, I need my old TiVo because at least I knew what was recorded.
Yeah.
I don't know now.
Never had TiVo. I remember the boxes,
I had
but
a buttload of TiVos.
all we ever had was the VHSs. Like the VCRs, I guess.
See, I
the
did those
recorders.
too,
That's the only
like-
thing we ever had to record anything on. And then, yeah, that's
I mean, something like YouTube TV can tell me, oh, there's a DVR in the clouds. Okay, that's great. Why don't you let me know when you record something? Just give me a heads up. Google.
all right.
There we go.
There you go. We were talking
Rant.
about. It's funny. We were talking about getting old and
Sure.
different things that happen and becoming old men's. And you went on a old men's. And you
Yeah,
went
that's
on
what I do.
Old men's rant right there.
That's what
so
I
there
do
you
now.
go.
I just go on rants. No, last night we went to see Monster in the Sky, which was something that Brady Taylor, the
On
weatherman,
drugs?
put together
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
about the 1953 tornado here.
Well, Monster in the
It
Sky
was
sounds like
excellent.
you went to go see something. You kind of tripped a little bit.
It was really good. Like it's an
that
hour
does
long,
sound-
right? It was anyway. If anybody gets a chance to watch it, Monster from the Sky. It's about the Waco 1953 tornado.
I will say this.
Excellent, well done,
And
Very-
I know,
really well done.
I know that this might not sound like a
Mm-hmm.
seal of approval,
Mm-hmm.
but it most definitely is.
Zach
I
says,
could
"I
listen-
love tornadoes."
No. I could listen. This is like Brady talking about it throughout the whole.
Part of it, yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, like even when we have like heavy, like
It's a
bad weather and stuff,
Yeah.
I can listen to that man talk
He
to weather
is-
and explain it for hours.
He is
He
such
is really good at that.
a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Super nice guy. And he didn't have to invite me and my wife, and yet, we went to see it, and it premieres tomorrow, which this will be way after this, but tomorrow on Channel 10 here locally.
Oh.
So it's cool.
That'd be really cool, though.
Yeah, it was very nice. We had little cocktail wieners, and then we watched a documentary.
Okay.
They weren't serving them there. I just had some in my pocket.
That's what I was about to say.
Sure.
Did you have like a
I
package
bring my own. Yeah.
of Johnsonville
I'm
in the
I'm known
jacket pocket?
by my scent of little wieners. Yeah, people can smell me coming.
I was going to say I'm not touching that, and then that just plays in
Right,
with it.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm just moving on. Let me pull the curtain back a little bit and peek behind the fourth wall a bit.
Please
as
do.
we talk about how I was planning this episode. So a while back, I bought just a random, and I know we had talked about it, like pack of 20-something comics or whatever.
Yeah.
For $5. And
Was
I was
this
like,
a library thing?
no, it was at a local bookstore.
Oh, okay. All right.
Um,
That guy was here the other day too.
oh, really?
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
No, different.
Oh,
one
different
than
one.
I think
Okay.
you're thinking. So,
Not that guy.
no,
The other people.
other people.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
There's two to choose from.
Anyway, so I was looking through, and there's some that are like continued runs and some that I don't really know too much about. And I was like, I'll pick some of these and we can do episodes about them.
Yeah.
So this whole week leading up until like when we get done with the Vanilla Ice one, I usually start thinking, all right, what am I going to do next week?
Right.
And I think to myself, hey, it's about time I finally do that.
Sure.
So I go through and I find 2 issues of The Outsiders. Right?
I love Rob Lowe.
No, different one. So, we'll just talk about it really quick, but they weren't necessarily.
I can't imagine they're great.
They're not.
They're not terrible.
They're not terrible. Like
Yeah.
they're what you would expect for like comic books in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad writing.
Oh, these are like 1980s.
Yeah, 85, I believe.
Oh,
so
wow.
what I'll tell you though that is interesting about this, there's something that's funny.
This
And
is very much 80s art, like you can tell.
Oh yeah, but things that were interesting about this. First, the Outsiders apparently started out as a group known as Batman and the Outsiders when Batman left the Justice League in the early 80s.
Oh, okay.
And then Batman eventually left, and so the Outsiders continued.
They
just by
truly were
themselves.
outsiders
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah.
And then this is apparently their own series continued again in 85.
So who
that I
all are
picked
we
up.
looking at there on the
So
cover?
that's what I was going to tell you. This is the interesting point.
Because I don't really recognize any of them.
Well,
Yeah.
one of them, you might know a couple.
Are they a bunch of Canadians?
No. That's which one?
It's like Leaf Force or something.
No, it's not X-Force. John Byrne did it. Alpha. Oh
yeah,
my goodness, comic.
Yeah. I
comic
know what
book
you're
fans
talking
are
about.
gonna-
Like Alpha
it's
Team or
not Alpha Force. It might be Alpha Force. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Alpha Beta.
I've listened to so much
Sure.
comic book stuff here in the past week that everything's kind of melting together and I'm forgetting stuff. Anyway, so what we have here is Geoforce. Okay.
That's a guy.
Yeah, that's a guy. His power is essentially
He can keep things
and I'm
within.
making these. I'm trying to make these super simple.
He
So
can keep things within these little fences.
yeah. So
That's what he
if
can
I
do.
oversimplify or leave something out, please forgive me. But he can like control like I feel like he can control different elements and stuff.
Okay.
He has the powers of the earth.
Dirt Man.
She's named Looker.
Looker.
She's
Yeah.
a very pretty lady.
Yeah. But she has crazy mystical eyes.
Yeah, she has like, I don't know. She can control people's minds.
She can
and
see things.
maybe speak to ghosts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Halo has
Maybe speak to ghosts. Okay. Halo
has. Here's the thing, too. I'm going off of the only 2 issues
Sure.
I was able to
Sure.
read,
Right.
and then what I looked at through Wikipedia until I realized I'm doing something else for this issue.
These
So
are not
I didn't
your-
do a full deep dive.
Yeah, these are not your biggest superheroes here.
Well, I will tell you, just real quick, Halo is this little gal here. Metamorpho is a guy who it said could turn himself into anything in the periodic table, but he turns himself into a trampoline later, and I'm pretty sure there aren't trampolines
I don't remember
on the
that in the
table.
periodic table, no.
And then that is
Bouncy,
oh my goodness,
Bouncy-em.
No.
Is that the element on the periodic table? Bouncy-em?
Bouncy-em, probably. Black Lightning.
Okay,
who
I
actually had his
know. Yeah, I know
own
him. Yeah.
show on the CW too here recently. And why am I blanking on her name now? It starts with a K. She was in Suicide Squad.
Oh. K lady.
Oh my goodness.
K-hole.
This is the worst time to blank about when we're.
It's really okay. I don't think that these people are
Well, you can look. Firefly is in the next issue.
okay. Is that this guy that I'm looking at?
Katana.
Oh, Katana.
So
I've heard
with
that.
the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this who did you just say?
Firefly.
That's Firefly.
He's a lot cooler in Batman now. This is the 80s version of Firefly. He's boring.
He looks terrible. Like
everybody laughs at him. That's the thing, is they
He's-
openly mock him.
yeah, he's got a terrible, like he's got green wings and like ant antennas and yet he's purple and green, and it just says FF on his chest. That's
for a Firefly.
Crazy.
Here's just a couple things I wanted to point out. Jumping into jumping into a comic at 15 and 16 when you don't really know anything about the team is a very odd place to jump in at. And
I loved Walking Dead season 3 when I started it there. That was great. Of the
fun of it in a way too. But Katana rides in, and I should have just looked in the background to check. I was like, I will when I get to it, and then I just didn't do the research for this episode because I planned something else.
Sure.
And the hang glider that she comes in on has a face for some reason.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
She's all sitting cross-side, like in like westerns when they put a lady on a horse. That's how she's sitting, right?
Oh yeah,
like she's on the side of a horse.
Yeah, she's like side saddle.
And then it's got like and it's not just a regular face. The face looks kind of like he's look what I'm up to. That kind of thing.
The other thing. Yeah, it'll be the last thing I wanted to bring up from this. Also coming in midway through is I don't know the backstory either, and I thought I was going to get an explanation for something, and it never came back up, so I'm left hanging. But there's a doctor.
You think that's going to matter?
No, I'm not going to look into it. I'm sorry. There's a doctor that we're introduced to in the first story that I have here in issue 16. Her name's Dr. Jace, I believe.
Okay.
Dr. Jace. Dr. Jace is taken to a lab where a former student of hers is now running like this biochem lab.
Okay.
And they're talking about the virus that she's created and how they're talking to some people are, coming to look at it and stuff. And Dr. Jace is telling her like, hey, this is potential like germ warfare that you're creating here. Like you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
And her former student replies back with, the government may horn in, but so what? If you'd accepted some of the grants offered you, your husband and children wouldn't have had to. And then it just stops. And I don't know what her husband and children would have had to.
Oh, no.
But the kids too, Mike.
Yeah, no, not only the husband, but the children. Hey, so there's a big wave in here.
That's Metamorpho.
That's him?
He turned into the water.
Well, is that him as the hang glider?
Oh, that makes
I bet
so
that's
much
who that
more
is, right?
Hold on. I thought he was on the side, but that makes so much more sense.
It's got to be who it is, right?
Especially since hang gliders are in the periodic table.
Sure, hang glidium.
Yeah, no, that's for sure who it is now. Yeah. That makes so much sense,
okay.
Mike.
All right.
You're smarter than I am.
Well, no. I'm just thumbing through comic books is all I'm doing.
All right. Yeah. Instead,
I don't know all the stuff
there's some nice 80s quality. Like it's some nice paper and stuff.
The art's nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
very much reminds me of all the comics I read, in the 80s.
Like here's the thing, the stories weren't awful.
Yeah.
So it's
these guys trying to plant a flag and come up with a new hero and all that stuff. Yeah. Good for them.
But instead, what I did find for us, I have a little how sometimes you go to like an animated movie and they play a short before the feature presentation. Yeah. I got our little short here to get us ready. Then we'll take a quick break and we'll come back with our feature presentation. You see that on the back? I forgot it was on the back.
You don't see an ad in comic books for Craftsman power tools very often.
You don't, but you do if the comic one is free.
Come on.
And it's Craftsman bolt-on system saves the Justice League.
That's stupid. Yeah.
So, just a really quick and kind of short run through here.
Wait a minute. Read me the title one more time.
Craftsman bolt-on system saves the Justice League.
So stupid. Wow. Camel Cigarettes presents Wonder Woman.
There is a PSA with Captain America and the Campbell Soup Kids.
Oh, very nice.
But I think they might just be narrators.
The little fat-faced kids?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't
hold that ladle so close to your face, Jimmy.
But I think it's about drugs.
Oh, okay. Don't do drugs, Jimmy. Yeah. And get that ladle down.
So we're introduced to he's just called the technician.
Okay.
Right? I guess you're craftsman technician.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is telling him that...
By the way, so everybody knows, I worked at Sears for a very long time.
Yeah.
In 2 different cities.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just bringing back...
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I love.
I don't think I was a technician.
Here is how smart or not necessarily how handy this craftsman technician is.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman's invisible jet, she tells him, I was thinking that there might be a fuel leak technician, and he replies with, I can see that.
No, you can't.
He can see the invisible jet.
No, he can't.
If the Justice League needs something fixed right, they call me, technician.
There was nobody working at Sears that could have fixed anything.
There's also a part where it's like, oh, the Flash thanks him for fixing his treadmill.
They couldn't tell I was clocking in and leaving and then coming back.
Here's
now
one that
fix
kind of
an invisible jet.
Batman, the technician's working on the Batmobile, and Batman says, you should really, and the technician cuts him off and says, it's under control, Batman.
Oh, boy. He knows everything.
He's just like shushing Batman.
Shut up, Batman.
Yeah.
Sears here. Yeah, just shut up.
And here's the thing. Cyborg, who is obviously a computer systems wizard as well, he fixes the computer for Cyborg.
Oh, so very nice.
The technician is very important.
Wow.
Here.
Which Craftsman tool do you use for that?
Well,
he's just always got a drill in his hand.
Hold on. We're not going to cover, I'm not going to read all panel for panel, but I'm going to read the ones that are the best.
Please.
So the Justice League are out on this mission, and these bad guys storm the Justice League headquarters looking for some sort of information.
Right. And all their
They're
bolts
called
fall out.
The Key. I don't know if this was a big villain at the time or not.
All right.
But so they're in there trying to hack the computers. The technician is still there because he was working on things around the headquarters.
Sure.
And as he's getting ready to go in and kind of create diversions and stuff, the first thought bubble will say, or that I'll come across is, thankfully, my bolt-on tool battery gets a quick boost of power in minutes. Perfect timing, because he needs to access the security system's emergency override so he can notify the Justice League.
Blow it out your ass, technician.
Oh,
dumbass.
man. So
it does bring up a good point, though.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever talks about what it takes to maintain this stuff. Like, somebody does have to be working on these things,
well,
right?
There was a TV...
Invisible or not, bolts fall out.
There was a TV show for a little bit that was called...
Bolt-on 20-volt lithium-ion.
Danny Pudi and
Ron
Funches were both in it. Oh, so was Alan Tudyk, and I can't remember the girl's name.
So it was the superhero one, right?
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about. They were in a big high-rise.
The Acme.
They did all the extra
superhero tool company.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was kind of.
It was okay.
Some of it was funny.
All right.
Anyway. We see that the Justice League is fighting the Royal Flush Gang, which you may or may not be familiar with.
Oh boy, I love them.
actual. I do know them as
love
a villain,
the Royal Flush Gang.
So we just find out that they've been hired by somebody just to distract the Justice League.
The dealer.
Yeah, the people that are infiltrating the Justice League headquarters.
I'm just saying the dealer would have a Royal Flush.
True. That's solid. That's a very solid point. Stupid, back to the Justice League headquarters and the technician who says, being able to change out the attachments on the Craftsman bolt-on tool is really coming in handy today, as he switches to a grinder to cut through the venting.
What children are buying tools?
No, I'm assuming that this was given away at Sears, but yeah. Here's the
thing. Just seems like misplaced advertising.
What is? And plus, if your dad's gonna buy comics, I know a lot of dads do.
Yeah, sure.
They're not gonna pick up one with the Craftsman bolt-on system.
No, they're not.
Probably.
They're not. I understand.
It is I get you. Well, and plus, this is Craftsman at the same time. They're paying DC to I get why DC's doing it.
Sure.
I just don't.
I don't understand why Sears did it. Well, they're out of business, so maybe that contributed to it. But this was their downfall. This one comic book. Yeah. Oh shit! It might have been
2011, I think.
I understand the Nestle's Quick. I understand the Hostess Twinkies, whatever, right? But power tools to kids, not so much.
So while he creates the diversion to kind of distract the people there to give him time to get down to fix.
Just took his drill and went over and over.
He tries to get down to fix the security system to kind of lock them out from what they're doing.
Well, he is something, isn't he? He can fix anything.
So where's the next? Oh, he finally gets to where he's trying to get in to fix the security system.
Sure.
If I didn't have the impact driver attachment, I'd be screwed.
Oh, man. Come on.
It gets this done faster with 2 times the torque of a regular drill.
2 times the torque? No way.
That's what he's thinking as he's doing this.
He loves torque.
It's kind of...
I'm sorry. I screwed up. I stood up and had my headphones on and I stepped on the cable. I'm stupid.
Did you push the button?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Oh, I
Sorry.
love a little inside joke.
Well, we're the only ones here. And so we lock the door, we hit the record, and sometimes we don't. So
Yeah.
there we go.
But yeah, so he's always selling this Craftsman bolt-on tool. Which,
Sure he
again,
is.
I'm not knocking the tool at all. It could
No.
be. It seems
I'm
like a very
sure
handy
it's
tool.
wonderful.
It's just an odd way to pitch
It is an odd way to pitch it.
We also see though that the hammer drill attachment will help me disable the door and get into the control breaker room.
The hammer drill attachment.
Long story short, he finally gets in and he is able to get the security system back up, but it's not able to hold back the main villain who's coming towards him. And he's like, nothing can stop the key except the whole Justice League
there they
showing
are.
up.
Yeah.
And an actual
2 pages.
a very nice looking
Yeah,
splash
it is
page.
very well done. Wonder Woman looks like she could kick your ass.
Dude, yeah, Cyborg looks super pissed.
Yeah.
Like they're all
Flash is
Ooh,
gigantic.
look at- Superman's anger. Like it's a nice splash page, and then you got Craftsman dude over here.
And you
in
got the
right
guy with
corner
the goggles.
with that smirk on his face.
Isn't that what superheroes are for? Like, don't they? I don't understand having a guy who fixes everything. It seems silly.
Oh, I don't know. Then it ends on the next page.
So they just show up and they're like, "No way, Key." Is that it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. They
All
don't
right.
say.
Great.
It just says. Oh, I would take that back. It shows them walking him to like a police van.
Ah.
I mean, like a heavy duty police van. It's like probably
Yeah.
Arkham or
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. Wherever they take the really bad guys.
It's a key holder.
Cyborg tells him it was very brave, kind of what you did. Thanks for keeping the Hall of Justice safe.
I wish he spoke in binary.
And he says, no problem, Cyborg. It was the least I could really do. But you ready for this? This is how it ends.
Ready.
It was my Craftsman bolt-on tool system that saved the day. Couldn't have done it without it. And then they all share a chuckle with him, like it's freeze framed around him as he's like the center of the group.
Come on. Jeez.
Oh, that technician.
Man, that is so bad.
And then if you liked it a lot, because who was this comic for, Mike? Who do you think this comic was for?
It's for Daddy.
Coloring page.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
Dad, color this in for me, would you?
This is the perfect time for us to take a break where we are unfortunately not sponsored by the Craftsman bolt-on system, but
since they don't exist anymore.
but we are sponsored by these even better people.
Number 1, free. It says right there.
Yeah. We'll be back after this.
I gotta pee.
And we're back.
Hello.
Thank you for taking that time to listen to
Thank you,
the
Craftsman.
lovely sponsors we have.
Craftsman bolt-on system.
There was a theme though, kind of, Mike, that I want it to continue in a way, as these are also kind of, I don't want to call them necessarily like ad related, but they are called advertising supplements.
Well, yeah, they're sponsored basically, right?
There are, and there's not really any ads in all of them.
Because it is an ad. The whole thing's an ad.
It is in a sense, but what we have here, both of them produced in 1983, Mike. We have the Uncanny X-Men at the State Fair of Texas.
There's old Big Tex.
We have
He's not even on fire there.
No, and we have the Dallas Cowboys and Spider-Man in Danger in Dallas.
Come on.
Both of these were advertising supplement to the Dallas Times-Herald.
Really?
Yeah, which became defunct in 1991. So
did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. These comics, I'm telling you, they kill industries.
I don't think
That one killed Sears. This one killed the Dallas
Big
Morning
Tex.
News or whatever, yeah.
All right, so what we have here is
Did you say Dallas Morning News?
No, the Dallas Times-Herald.
Herald, yeah, okay.
I'm just going to tell you a brief overview of the story, and then we can go through and look at it together.
Please do.
So the story that happens
Deep fried
here,
Twinkies.
No, the story that happens here is essentially Professor X figures out that his little computer that he wears on his head, he's able to locate other mutants with it. Finds one in Dallas near the state fair.
Sure.
They need to go kind of recruit him and take him back to the Professor Xavier's school.
Yeah.
Magneto.
The human zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magneto also knows that this kid's here.
Yeah.
And is trying to recruit him to fight for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Is that what it's called?
That's what they called it. I mean, I think it's changed now, but at the this is 83 still.
The BIM?
The BIM. They were the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants back in like the 60s,
they really?
I think.
Huh.
Could be wrong.
What a terrible name.
Yeah.
You just kind of give it up to everybody. You're just like, yeah, we're evil mutants.
Yeah.
But we love each other.
But so you essentially have both teams attempting to track down this kid named Danny.
Okay. Danny the mutant.
Danny the mutant, who we find out his mutant power is he turns into a centaur.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but not a centaur, but like a Pegasus. Because he has wings too.
Yeah,
like, that's Danny.
Yeah,
but
look
he's
at
like
Danny go.
Horse body, wings, human torso.
Well, I bet he was popular.
Yeah. Magneto is Danny's really big into horses. He's there.
Is he? Come on.
His character is here. We'll just go into it. I've given you enough
He's
background.
really big into horses.
So this is just the X-Men training. They want to set up who the X-Men are. The people who are in this story.
It's like saying, you know what horses are really fond of? Horses. Yeah.
But in case you were curious, which X-Men came to the state fair that year? Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, Colossus, and Nightcrawler. Also, Ariel, aka Kitty Pryde, is in here.
Oh wow,
too.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Professor X and Magneto. These are all the heavy hitters.
No Danny Pants.
Yeah, and no,
No,
and
okay.
the thing for this too is like the people who worked on these are like at least decently known Marvel people at the time too. Like, I'm pretty sure John Romita did the cover for like this one. It's like I see who plotted. I see Jim Salicrup. And where was she at? Marie Severin, John Romita on the cover of this one too. So I mean, it's like, big names having to work on these. So it's just interesting to see that.
Do you think they just felt like it was just sucking their soul out when they're having to do these? Like the Craftsman one, this one.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
They had to be like, this is not what I got into this for.
No, but at the same time, that's what I got to do to.
Yeah, I guess
it's work for hire. So in a lot of cases, you just got to do job to job to job as a freelancer. So if you don't do it, somebody else is going to take that bid to do it.
Well, I mean, nobody else can say they did battle at the State Fair of Texas,
And like the story itself, it's not awful. It's just there's some kind of funny things in it to me.
This Spider-Man very much reminds me of like when he used to show up on the Electric Company and stuff like that,
That's
what it
it
looks
is.
like, yeah.
So he tells them, hey, we're going to the state fair.
Magneto's just kick-ass. I just like Magneto.
Oh, his
he's a
uniform's
great
always
villain.
really cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of this is after they get to the state fair, like we talk about how it's shilling things. They're obviously going to shill the state fair while they're here too. And so it's funny to me the way they do this. So they get there, the X-Men all in their, human form or, trying to blend in with everybody.
Wait, they're blending in?
Yeah, because they're there at the state fair with everybody. Like they're not showing up as the X-Men to cause a ruckus to find Danny here.
Nothing looks more normal to me than Wolverine in a suit.
Well, he's not in a suit. He's wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah, even better.
Also, something I found out in this one that I didn't think of. Wolverine is 5'3". You knew that, right?
Oh, yeah, I did know he was small.
Yeah, I always forget that, too, because Wolverine,
Yeah. But he's compact.
Hugh Jackman's like at least 6, so it doesn't necessarily fit, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I know Cable's small.
Oh, Brolin?
Yeah.
Really?
He's a small little dude.
So as they get there, Professor X tells them.
I don't know why we're talking about the stature.
I don't know.
Different actors, but.
Professor X says, this fair is quite large. We'll have to split up in teams. So he tells Cyclops and Storm to go together, and Cyclops says that there's no one unusual at the Age of Steam exhibit.
Age of Steam.
Yeah. And then it says that...
Well, it's because there was no one there. There was no one at this Age of Steam exhibit. So, yeah, there's nobody weird here.
Wolverine and Nightcrawler are together. And...
Bamf.
Yeah. And they go and they look at Big Tex. And Nightcrawler wonders if Big Tex knows where our brother Mutant is hiding. Just keep that in mind. Big Tex will come back up later.
Oh, I bet he will.
And then it just shows Colossus and Kitty Pryde and Professor X just kind of wandering around.
Do they get a snack?
No, they don't get a
Really?
snack while they're here.
Nobody eats anything?
But he tells them they can't find anything, and he says, it's obvious that this fair has too much to see in just one day.
Yeah.
We'll have to return tomorrow, starting at the Cotton Bowl.
We need to get a family pass while we're here. It is
man.
the best value for your dollar.
It is. So they go to the Cotton Bowl.
They get a balloon.
They want to throw in because they want to make it, obviously, sell it to the people there. So we see a guy holding a flag that says OU. Colossus, who obviously when he's in Colossus form has the metal skin. When he's not, he has regular just human skin.
Right.
So he's still a big dude, but to blend in, he's just wearing I'm assuming a Texas shirt. It's a blue shirt with a red tee, which would be more Texas
like a
Ranger shirt. But they're there, and the guy with an OU banner.
That tee's way too big.
And he says, if that's what Texas has playing for them, we're doomed. But I don't know if they think that they're playing baseball there. Maybe I'm mistaken. Did they ever play baseball?
No, the state fair is always the OU Texas game.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And especially since it's OU, so I don't know. Anyway, Magneto
is that going to change?
Yeah, no, it's not.
With the SEC thing?
Oh, no, they'll still play. I don't know where it'll be at. I mean, it'll probably still be there.
Yeah.
Well, no, they haven't had it at they've had it at AT&T.
Oh, that's right.
So Jerry's not going to care.
Okay, never mind. Didn't matter.
They'll still have it there.
Professor X has a lot of letters in his head.
They're also thrown in as like
a word find.
So this is a scan, and this is the only part of the book that wasn't done by whoever scanned this in or the copy they found of it. So yeah, Professor X has a giant head.
I like
with letters in it.
The giant solution down here at the bottom. It's literally on the same page.
So here, and then it also introduces you in the middle of the book to who the X-Men are. If you
wondering
didn't know.
who you're reading about.
Yeah, that's where it was like Wolverine, 5 feet 3 inches of pure dynamite. Pure dynamite.
Pure dynamite
would best describe him.
Sure.
Cyclops. His real name is Scott Summers. His power is the ability to shoot powerful beams of force from his eyes. That's why he wears a special visor to absorb the beams.
Great.
You want to know about somebody else? What about Storm? Her real name is Aurora Monroe.
Aurora.
She has the power to control the weather.
That's a dog. That's the sound my dog makes when he's hungry.
Colossus. Peter Power.
He
does that. Peter's power is to transform his body into an armored form of organic metal, giving him superhuman strength.
Organic metal.
I like this. Nightcrawler, his real name is Kurt Wagner.
Yeah, I knew that.
His power is teleportation. He has but to think. He has but to think of being somewhere, and bamf, he's there. Sure beats high airfares and faster too.
Womp womp.
Anyway, so the mutants are able to find the X-Men are able to find Danny as he's with Magneto. Magneto pulls all the metal from in the horse barn at them. Like the horseshoes and stuff.
I've never heard a sillier sentence.
I know, but to make it seem like the X-Men are attacking him and Danny to get Danny on his side. So he and Danny,
they hate horses.
They're trying to stop Magneto. Danny fights off the X-Men, and he and Magneto go up into a space area.
He is a weird-ass Pegasus.
Yeah.
He's got all 4 horse legs and his arms.
And he has angel wings, too.
That's weird, right?
That's a lot of appendages.
Don't you normally just not have...
Yeah, you don't. No, you have to. You have the front legs usually.
Well, I'm just thinking they just fall over on their face, right?
And weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Huh.
They just rock back.
Yeah.
But before we, so
so weird looking.
So before we continue our adventure anymore, just pick up to see what happens as Magneto and Danny are flying away from the X-Men.
Cannot wait.
Let me tell you that RCA is having Super Spider-Man savings on TVs.
Oh boy, I can get an RCA 25-inch for only $4.98.
Yeah.
What a deal.
At B's Appliances.
B Appliances.
Not B. Yeah.
Where is that, Dallas?
Yeah, no, this is all Dallas. It still might be open.
Okay.
I can tell you something on the back's not have a
Super Spider-Man saving.
There's also
there's no S. It's just saving.
There's also a word hunt that somebody
already been done.
Actually did. So, but you have to wonder if they did, or they just copied from.
There's 2 word hunts in this. That is lazy as you can be right there. 2 word hunts.
It was 2. Wait, was the other one a word hunt too?
Yeah,
it was like a crossword.
No, all the letters are in his head. See?
Yeah, but it's not like it's Boston baseball team red.
Come on, that's a damn word hunt.
A sly bushy-tailed animal.
Fox.
A diseased chicken. Oh, chicken pox.
A diseased chicken.
A disease. Chicken blank.
Oh, we've got our work cut out for us this time, Wolverine. It's a diseased chicken.
Oh, man. All right. So.
That's funny.
As they're flying away.
I've never really understood the Colossus thing.
He just has like metal skin. He's able. He's super strong.
I get that. No, I'm saying like this whole what's the thing around him? Why is there like a force field?
Magneto is using his magnetic ability to push him away.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, he's not necessarily the best against Magneto, who can control him.
Oh,
he does the same to Wolverine. Like he sends Wolverine up to get stuck into the ceiling.
Well, he's got all that adamantium in him.
Yep.
Did I say that correctly?
Adamantium. Yeah.
Adamantium.
Yeah, I might be saying it wrong.
I loved him.
You were close enough.
In Star Wars.
Oh, really good.
Adamantium. He was great. That's Driver. I'm sorry.
So.
That's really.
I'm going to finish the story before we finish the comic.
Yeah, let's do it.
Basically, as Magneto's trying to escape with our horse boy, Danny tells him, hey, but you're going to hurt the horses, because he sends Colossus shooting back. He lifts him up with them as they fly out of the horse barn, and then he lets go of the field for Colossus to fall back kind of into the horse barn.
You can't throw a metal boy down at horses.
And Danny's like, what about the horses?
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't care about the horses.
Stupid horses.
And that's when Danny's like, the X-Men were right about you, Magneto.
Yeah.
You are evil. So
it all came down to horse love.
So he helps them stop Magneto. Well, actually, when he sends him back down, because Danny chokes Magneto, he comes back down, and Storm stops him by shooting lightning to help him run away. And you see a foot, Big Tex's boot.
Oh, come on!
Kick Magneto, literally kick Magneto in the ass.
He comes to life?
No, they get done with all this, and they take Magneto gets away. Whatever, I don't know. It doesn't really say. It just says later the next day. After this panel, later the next day. So I don't know.
Sure.
But then he goes,
kicked Magneto in the ass. Yeah.
Oh, the kid goes, I admire your style. I like the way Storm made Big Tex's boot kick Magneto in the pants. And Storm says, I didn't do that. I thought Cyclops must have done it with his power beam. And then you see it ends with Big Tex winking.
Oh, boy.
But before we close out, Mike, we got some more.
Oh, man.
Ads, because ads are the best.
My Dallas Times Herald pays for itself because I find more than $50 worth of cost-cutting coupons in the Dallas Times Herald every month. More than enough to pay for my subscription. Oh, and then Professor X wants me to meet animals.
Name them, not meet them.
Oh, name the animals. I thought it said meet the animals.
Were you going to go to a zoo and be like, hi, I'm Mike.
Professor X wants you to meet the animals. Answers upside down below.
Pretty big, too.
Oh, that's an elephant.
You're right.
Huh, that's a gorilla.
You're right.
What do you know? Wow. Okay. RCA color sale at J.G. Boyd. You can get you a 8-hour VCR with picture search and 10-day electronic timer. That's Spider-Man selling you that. Spider-Man is also selling you Anderson windows.
Oh, nice.
Spider-Man loves a good window.
Anderson.
Dolphin pool supply and service.
I love the dolphin
that has a cowboy hat on.
What is he holding?
And a balloon. And so somebody has put a sheriff pin in this dolphin, like it's stuck onto the dolphin. That poor dolphin.
I didn't notice the
He has
suit.
no idea.
Why does he have like a skunk stripe down the back too?
Skunky the dolphin says spas are great. Bubble, bubble. And then the worst ad I've ever seen in my life.
Well, part of this could be the scan too. But
Yeah,
it is
but
not
it's still
complementary colors.
red on gray. That's not the way to go. It is.
Isn't that Prestonwood?
It's Prestonwood. What the fuck does that say? Does it say Token Center? I don't know what that means.
Town Center.
Oh, Town Center. Okay, that's better than Token.
That's where
That's where they use
Lord
all the
and
red ink.
Taylor and J.C. Penney's was
Oh,
at.
Lord and Taylor. Mm.
Also Montgomery Ward. It's kind of hard to read it. So
You know, I worked in Montgomery Ward also.
did you?
In Austin.
Oh,
I
think you told me about.
I worked at the record store at Montgomery Ward's. Yeah.
And then on the back,
I
it
love the
closed
back.
out
I've been
with-
waiting for the back.
So there's a
Yeah, I think I can tell what that is. Cyclops needs his visor. Join the dots.
Yeah, it's
and
a-
hurry.
it's a connect the dot for Cyclops visor.
It's
but I
just
love what
his
he
glasses.
said. But read his speech bubble.
I am Cyclops. Whatever you're doing, I'm here to stop you now. Wait, why would I help him then?
But whatever you're doing, he's like, hey,
Quit it.
I busted into your house and you're playing video games. Whatever you're doing, I'm here to stop
Get
it.
off that toilet.
We also do, or get at the end, whatever you do, don't miss. And I'm saving this, Mike, for it's going to have to wait a couple months.
Okay.
But whatever you do, don't miss the special Spider-Man Christmas story coming in the Dallas Times-Herald from Marvel Comics on November 13th. I can
boy.
tell you, it's it's Spider-Man, Black Cat, and
Santa.
maybe the Human Torch.
Oh.
And they go to see the Dallas Symphony Orchestra Nutcracker.
Wow.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
So I'll save that for Christmas episode eventually. Also,
Peter
though,
Parker says, I love an oboe.
we have, after the fair, come to a fiesta at Chi-Chi's.
Oh, Chi-Chi's. Oh, boy. Chi-Chi's. Now, if anybody's not familiar, Chi-Chi's is a Mexican restaurant was a Mexican restaurant in Dallas. It was
Apparently, there were 200 places across the nation.
the incredible Chi-Chi's.
But there are apparently 200
Did you know that-
across the Midwest. I didn't know this.
Did you know it was the home of the chimichanga?
It says that. I read about this because I thought when I was like, oh, it no longer exists, I thought you would be like, why doesn't it exist anymore? Mike, they filed for Chapter 11 in like 2002 just because of how big the casual dining restaurant market was getting. Places like Olive Garden and stuff were kind of pushing them out. And then also there was a pretty big hepatitis outbreak
That'll do it.
near a Pittsburgh restaurant. That 600 cases, including 4 deaths.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
But so
Stupid food safety.
maybe skip it after the fair.
Chi-Chi's can either refer to a defunct Mexican food restaurant chain founded in the U.S. in 1975, which continued in Europe only as a single restaurant after the North American owner declared bankruptcy and folded in 2004, or to its namesake brand of Mexican food grocery products produced and marketed when the original North American restaurant chain owner sold the rights to use its name on said products in 1987.
All right.
Wow.
There you go.
Go Chi-Chi's.
Go Chi-Chi's.
Doesn't that mean,
I think it's something, yeah.
doesn't it mean titty?
It's like, well, Chi-Chi is a name.
Oh, it is? It's
Just-
like somebody's name?
Yeah, Chi-Chi is like a name. I remember the Rangers had a
Chi-Chi was
pitcher
bad.
who was named Chi-Chi. No, just CHI is like a name, I thought. Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't.
I mean, you want to know who probably
Don't touch my Chi-Chi's.
you're looking it up because we are
Yeah.
two people who obviously should not be the authority to
Sure.
talk on that at all. I
Right.
will go ahead and talk about our last story of the day, which is the Dallas Cowboys and Spider-Man in danger in Dallas. I'll kind of, breeze through this one too. Is that the
There's
one over in
still
the
a-
UK?
Well, it's salsas.com. Salsas.com. And it says Chi-Chi's foldable beef taco. Foldable beef taco. Bringing people together for fun and flavorful food. Boy, oh boy.
I've never heard the term
It is.
of anything being a foldable taco.
Bacon and cheese pinwheels.
I mean, they only have 4 reviews.
They make
But
a
they're
Bloody
all
Mary.
But they're all 5-star.
This
All
is
right.
all recipes, I guess.
That's all they do now.
Wow.
know.
Okay,
All right.
Chi-Chi's.
So,
Danger in Dallas.
so a too long didn't read version of this because
Sure.
there's not a lot of reason to go into a lot of it. But
Anytime you see a kid with that look on his face in a comic book, you know you're in for a ride. Because this kid looks like he's been eating sugar for about 3 days. He's so effing happy. Like,
well, he's about to meet the
well,
Dallas
that's what
Cowboys.
I'm saying. Yeah. So like anytime, and you know more about comics than I do, but anytime you see a kid with that look on his face,
That's true.
it usually is one of these gross comics where it's like, hey, anybody want to buy a sucker or whatever, that kind of stuff.
I don't think it's not that bad.
Okay.
There is one that we will get to that was an advertising supplement or partnered with the Houston Chronicle.
Oh.
That's Spider-Man and Power Pack.
Power Pack.
How can I put this? We'll get to it at some point in time, but Spider-Man admits to something very,
Really?
traumatic in his past.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like how some of those comics are.
Sure.
But still.
Somebody touched his Chi-Chi's.
that is. It was like a neighbor.
Oh, no. Come on. Shut up.
No, here's the thing. Fine. I'm just gonna rip
Poor
the Band-Aid. I'm
Spider-Man.
gonna rip the Band-Aid off. It's like a kid who has this is a story about a kid who's having or dealing with that kind of thing happening and having a problem talking to an adult. And Spider-Man is trying to tell him.
Somebody's touching the kid?
Yeah.
And that's what the comic book is about?
It's like an awareness comic.
It's misplaced.
But anyway, Spider-Man,
Hey,
I guess.
kids, buy a drill. Don't get touched. Hey, watch
I
out.
should
Big
probably
Tex
read
is
into
coming
it more
after you.
before I get in. I do remember
Yeah,
that
sure.
like Spider-Man relates a story to the kid about what happened to him as a
Okay.
kid.
He was
So-
touched by a spider.
But so yeah, that's what some
Yeah.
of these things you would get with partnering.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm sure like it was a PS like I'm sure they
Yeah,
partnered with
I know, but still, shit.
like another kind of like the charity or
I would love
organization.
to know if any of these things were ever effective. Like, did they sell more drills? Did they teach kids about touching safety or whatever? how to climb Big
here's the
Tex?
thing.
I don't know.
I would think, and maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part, that something
Yeah.
like that maybe,
Yeah.
hopefully of just like, hey, Spider-Man.
Sure,
like,
sure. Yeah, I
But
get.
again, that's wishful thinking, probably. So it's
I
very
am
interesting.
overstating it. I know.
No.
No. I am. I'm sure it was goodwill and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I remember
it's just so weird.
There's 2 times that I can tell, and this is me going off on tangents,
Yeah.
that I know of Marvel printing something despite the comics code not approving it.
Okay.
Or 2 times, not like individual times, but 2 like eras.
Okay.
One was when I don't remember if it was the White House or if it was like the president or first lady or somebody reached out to Marvel and asked Stan Lee if he would write a drug,
Yeah, sure.
anti-drug
Sure.
comic.
Yeah.
For that reason, like, hey, it'd be nice for the kids to see that.
Right.
And so he made a comic like that, went to send it, and the
Wait,
comics
who did?
Marvel did. Like, I think
okay.
Stan Lee wrote
Okay.
it. I could
All
be
right.
wrong.
Okay.
But they went to turn it into he might not have written it, but they went to turn it into the comics code, and they didn't approve it because it showed like drugs just in the comic.
Right. I got you.
And Stan decided we'll print it, or they decided to print it without the comics code approval because they thought the message is bigger than us being like, approved and following guidelines here.
Yeah.
Then like 6 months later, they kind of pulled back on their restrictions on stuff, realizing that, hey, we're kind of being a little too harsh on stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey, can you tell me? I'm sorry, I'm still down this Chi-Chi hole here.
Let's not call anything.
Can you tell me what an air fried salsa bite is?
I'm assuming that it's like salsa dipped in
Air fried salsa bite.
Salsa
It
coated
seems
in
like
flour?
Well, it seems like something you would bite into and salsa would just explode in your mouth.
Yeah, like one of those pizza pockets.
No, it's just
but
a
with
pinwheel.
salsa.
It's just a pinwheel. Is all it is. Yeah.
You're really down this Chi-Chi's route. All right, let's get into
Yeah,
this last
I'm
story
down
about
to Chi-Chi.
Spider-Man.
Their
So
taco chili is coming out of the bowl.
the little
Sorry.
kid here is Mark, is our the guy who you were saying looks so happy. His father is millionaire Stanley Mudge.
Stanley Mudge.
And along with them on this flight to Dallas is their friend and newspaper publisher, J. Jonah Jameson, which means that backing coach, because they're flying first class, backing coach is our lovable Peter Parker.
Sure.
Okay. He's reminiscing.
So wait, Mr. Mudge is flying first class.
Mm-hmm.
So is his very overexcited child.
Mm-hmm.
And then Peter's back in
With J. Jonah Jameson and Peter
regular
in coach,
people.
yeah.
Okay. All right, gotcha. I'm here with you.
You're fine. So Peter does think as he floats off, it'll be nice to see Dallas again. I had a lot of fun during my last visit. Sites like the Reunion Tower were really something.
Oh boy.
So they're
There
selling the
you
city
go.
too.
Sure.
The Reunion Tower's still there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
We do find out that Mark's super excited because he was born in Dallas. Apparently, they had been living in New York, but now he's born in Dallas,
yeah.
and he's back. And he said to his dad, "You'd promised that you'd take me to a Cowboys game at Texas Stadium for my birthday, and here we are." So that's why we're there. So when they get up to get off the plane, Spidey senses go off,
Sure.
and he turns to see what's going on as they look on the other side.
He goes, "Holy shit, it's hot."
And Stanley Mudge asks his son, he's like, "Are you ready, Mark?" And he says, "Roger, Wilco, Daddy." And he goes, "Then here you go." And I was so confused at first because it looks like the father just pushes his son off out of the...
Wait, this kid's in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
And he just...
His dad just pushed him out of the airplane.
Wow, a flying wheelchair. What a great... What? What happened? I don't understand.
It looks like,
Why am
before I read that, it looks like his dad, we find out, has made this device that's an anti-gravity unit. It's not the flying wheelchair. He just has an anti-gravity unit that sits in the wheel, like he can open it and take it out and put it
Can
in.
I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
Why do you get on a plane?
I don't know.
Why didn't you just fly there in his wheelchair?
He tells him that... Oh, Mark, the child, was hurt saving a little girl from a runaway car. I built the anti-gravity unit for his wheelchair.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess to kind of help him
Whatever.
get around.
Yeah. That little girl's really wishing she had an anti-gravity.
He saved her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she could have just gone and...
Well, Mark wishes too.
Sure. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
So
It's
we're
going to go down a really dark hole
It
here.
is. That's why we're just pulling back.
Chi-Chi's.
We're introduced to the Dallas Cowboys at the time, which if you wanted to know, hey, who were on the Dallas Cowboys in 1983? Some names you're familiar with. Because as they
Wait a minute.
show
1983. Too Tall Jones?
up. Okay, he's not on there.
That's after him.
I don't there's
Danny White.
Danny White is one of the guys here.
Yeah.
Same last name.
Oh, I don't know.
Randy White.
Oh, Randy. Yeah, I forgot about him.
All right. Think
Yeah,
coach.
that's all I know. Tom Landry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think
83.
running back. I got very country there. Think running back.
83?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I don't know.
That's probably who you think it is.
Is it Smith? It's not him.
No,
It's Smith.
it's Tony Dorsett.
It's before that. Oh, Dorsett. Yeah.
So he tells him, like, hey,
I'm very bad at this.
Danny, Tony, and Randy, come on and meet a real hero, Mark Mudge. So
Danny, Tony, and Randy, guys that'll never win a Super Bowl. Come meet this kid in a wheelchair.
he calls him, but I never realized Mark Mudge is just kind
Mark
of
Mudge. Yeah. He
so
didn't do him any favors.
We
did
do
he?
get to see a close up of all the Cowboys there.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a big mustache.
Yeah. Well, what happens in this story is there's a circus group that's there.
Sure.
That's apparently going to be for the halftime show tomorrow because
Yeah.
they're there on a Saturday for the
Everybody
game Sunday.
loves a good circus
halftime
at
show.
the halftime.
Well,
yeah.
a cannon goes off, and they look over there to see if everything's okay, and it looks like, oh, they were just practicing a joke.
Yeah.
Well, when they turn back around to look from that gag, Mark is missing.
Oh.
That's right. It shows two clowns have stolen Mark.
The crippled boy out of his wheelchair?
No,
or
they're
did they
pushing
take
his
the wheelchair? Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
they're pushing him in his wheelchair.
I was gonna say, if you have turned this into where you've just got an empty wheelchair now and this poor kid's been stolen, that's a whole different turn.
It is, but no,
Yeah.
the two clowns are pushing him in his wheelchair to kind of get away from.
The two clowns are
Well,
pushing
they're
him
part of the
in
circus.
his wheelchair.
I know,
Yep,
it's not
I
things
know.
I thought I would say.
I get it.
Peter realizes that he's gone, dresses up like Spider-Man to look around the stadium to find him. They gag Mark and they tell him, well, he has got tape over his mouth.
Yeah, sure.
And he's like, tell us where the anti-gravity thing is. When they finally let him speak, he tells him he's not going to tell him where it is.
In his chair?
Yeah, but he's not going to tell him it's in his chair, I guess.
Okay.
He says,
I just have a hard time with that because like any kid that's in a wheelchair with an anti-gravity machine seems like he'd be showing it off a lot.
yeah, well, he knows the bad guys are after it right now.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't tell him where it is. So
Honk, honk. Oh, there comes the bad guy.
main villain of this, the ringmaster, because it's a circus,
Sure.
tells the crew that their plans have changed. They have to hunt down this anti-aircraft thing.
Anti-gravity.
Essentially,
Wait.
Anti-gravity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not anti-aircraft.
Anti-gravity.
Yeah. Kid's wheelchair is amazing.
It
Shoots
is.
down
Well, here's the
planes.
thing.
He can glide
His
through the
dad
sky.
did put other tools in his wheelchair.
Oh,
They go and
really?
they lock him in a closet, essentially. But he's able to have like a light and pick the lock, and he's able to get out. They're out on the field then where the ringmaster uses the giant video replay board
Yeah,
to hypnotize
sure.
all the people who can see it to
But
get
there's-
out of his way to let him steal the anti-gravity thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is able to web up all the screens to stop
Oh,
that from
Thank
happening.
God.
Other circus performers, they are able to finally, the anti-gravity machine, Mr. Mudge has it. So the circus people
yeah.
steal it from him.
This is a strong man?
Yep.
Okay.
And then they go back and forth.
He's mean too?
Yeah, he is mean.
Okay.
They're all mean. All the circus
Okay.
people
All
are
right.
mean in
Yeah.
this.
Of course.
But it goes back and forth between the bad guys have it, a cowboy has it, Superman, kind of like, until finally it
Are they
winds
like
up
playing monkey in the middle with it kind of thing?
Well,
or
no,
what?
just like, you've seen those scenes where he gets tackled and it goes
yeah,
up.
okay. Gotcha.
Until finally it lands in J. Jonah Jameson's hands
Whoa.
and he starts floating up into the sky.
Oh, no.
Superman, there's a helicopter that's shown up that was supposed to be the ringmaster's
Wait,
escape.
you said Superman.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Thank
they
you.
both are S-men.
Sure.
Spider-Man
I've been
attaches
accused of being
himself,
an S-man.
attaches himself to the helicopter as he flies away with them and to attempt to go get J. Jonah Jameson out of the sky as well.
No, this is a solid ass story right
It
here.
is, right?
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Here's the thing, Spider-Man saves the day.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah.
Way to bury the lead there.
That's it. They get the anti-gravity tool back to Mark. Everything's saved. And the next day,
Spider-Man
they
busts
go
through a star.
to the game. And it says Spidey and Cowboys clobber circus of crime is the Dallas Times Herald headline.
Yeah, sure.
And it shows Mark and Mark's dad and J. Jonah Jameson and Peter winking at us as they all eat a hot dog, smiling. But Mark kind of seems like he might know something too as he looks at Peter. And then it's just like pictures of a Cowboys cheerleader and some players and a Giants player. And it just says, "Have a great game, gang." So I'm wanting to assume that this probably came in a Sunday paper.
Yeah. I like how Spider-Man is busting through the star like Porky Pig at the end here.
That's all, folks.
Have a great game, guys. Wow. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
There you go.
something.
How'd you
Adios,
feel about those?
Spidey, they say.
Adios, Spidey.
Ta-ta to you too, JJJ. Bah.
Triple
It
J.
says. Huh. Who,
Triple J.
yeah, this is, all right, it's got the end at the end too. That's
Does it?
nice, yeah.
Oh.
They wrap it up with a nice little cheerleader bow.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what I had
Well,
for you.
these are great, man.
It started off one way, and then, as you can see, I've now presented you with a boatload of comics.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I didn't realize they were playing the Giants until the end of this.
it doesn't tell you until the end
Well,
of
it
it.
does. It says right here. It says
Does it at the beginning?
Today, the Dallas Cowboys will play their first home game of the season against the New York Giants.
It did say September 17th. Hold on. Let's look at that.
And if that isn't exciting enough, wait till you see how the amazing Spider-Man gets mixed up in all of this.
I'm going to tell you what that score of that game was then that they went to.
Yeah, please do.
I'm pulling it up. So
Spider-Man versus the Dallas Cowboys.
They went 12-4 that year.
Really? Wow.
But then lost in the wild card playoffs to the Rams.
Wait, they went 12-4 and they were a wild card team?
Well, that was the year, remember, where it's like you didn't get, it was 4 teams.
Yeah.
So like one division winner played the other one and the other division winner played the wild card. So they probably had the best record. So they played the wild card team.
Yeah. And then they lost to the wild card team. Who did they play?
The Rams.
Oh, okay. That was Los Angeles or was it St. Louis then? Probably St. Louis, huh? No, that'd be L.A.
Hold on.
This is L.A., then St. Louis, then back to L.A.
Here's the thing. This was not their first game of the season. This was their first home game. They had already started the season off with a 31-30 win over Washington and then a 34-17 win over the St. Louis Cardinals because St. Louis has had a football franchise twice.
Yeah. Wow, Danny White, Coach Tom Landry, Tony Dorsett, and Randy White. You guys are all my heroes.
That home game against the Giants, the Cowboys won 28-13.
Wow.
So there you go.
Well, they did have a great game. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
Well, thank God. Was there a circus halftime?
I'm trying to see. It does. If there was, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't say. I have Danny White went 24 for 32 for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Hey, did you know with Chi-Chi's that you can have your tacos and your chili too? You can try this favorite recipe made with Chi-Chi's taco seasoning and Chi-Chi's thick and chunky salsa.
Hey, can I say some names and you tell me if you?
Please.
I'm not trying to. These are just. I'm making sure these aren't just household names that I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially for Cowboys, Doug Cosby had not 1 but 2 touchdown passes.
Doug Cosby, no.
And then also there were 2 defensive touchdowns, one by Michael Downs, our special teams fumble return, and then Dexter Clinkscale.
Dexter Clinkscale, my favorite.
Had a 78-yard interception return.
I've got his rookie card.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I use it to make that funny sound in my bicycle.
Oh, I used to do that all the time with my repeats. Usually Terry Steinbeck cards. Don't know why. You have really fallen down this Chi-Chi's hole.
I'm watching Chi-Chi's make some sort of chicken something.
All right, I'm going to close this down so Mike can go home and make some Mexican food.
Well,
tonight,
family, friends plus
Tex-Mex.
football equals Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait.
They have Chi-Chi. You can make like sweet tortilla cookies.
No, you're ruining it by adding the tortilla to it. Hold on. So is Chi-Chi's just...
They put a s'more inside a tortilla and then fried it in a pan.
Looks like in a way. Do you know what content
and they put cinnamon
farms
sugar on it. Yes. Yes. It
Is
does look like that.
Is Chi-Chi's a content farm?
It does kind of look like that, yeah.
Oh, right.
Raise your hand if you're a double dipper, says Chi-Chi's, in a tweet that's inside an Instagram post.
Inside of a Vine?
Yeah, inside of Vine. Wow. It's from 12 years ago.
Inside of a MySpace page invite or your Facebook page, but you have to have a college email address.
Hey, you like Chi-Chi's? Come to LimeWire. We've got all your favorite recipes.
If you can't find everything you want on BearShare.
That's right.
Napster will get you in trouble.
Napster.
We won't.
Stay away from Napster.
LimeWire.
Boy, do you remember all of the viruses? Oh, boy.
I think I was too young to realize how much it was. Like, I was like, oh, I can find a workaround. And I still found ways to make it work. So I never blamed it on the stuff I was downloading.
I was in IT at that time. And my God, the people who thought LimeWire was just open season to download anything.
Oh, yeah, no. Here's the thing. Even as a kid, I was smarter.
God.
I think we're openly admitting to breaking the law.
It's whatever.
The statute of limitations.
There's a statute of limitations on everything except
did
murder.
Not do
and I
this.
didn't murder with LimeWire.
I heard people who use LimeWire say that they were very careful with it to make sure not to download things that would cause viruses on their computer.
Well, that was everything on LimeWire. It would all cause a virus. Look at
I feel
this.
like you kind of tell away.
There's some twice cooked baked potato
Nice.
skins.
We're rambling now, so I'm going to go ahead and close this
They're
out.
just leaking cheese over the side too.
All right.
All right, I'm so
Well,
sorry.
make sure to tune in next week where we hopefully won't hear the phrase leaking cheese.
Ponchos, leaking cheese since 1986.
Oh, man. All right. As always, thank you guys for taking the time to tune in to listen to us. If you want to go ahead and email us, I don't know why you're
This
listening.
is truly the dumbest show
here.
ever. Yeah.
Oh, ow. In the fun way, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I have fun every time. But it's stupid as hell, yeah.
Well, all right.
I mean,
in a fun way.
but that's why you listen to this stuff, right?
Yeah, if you do. Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff.
I really hope we have a
always
listener named Jeff.
It's always Jeff.
If you want to reach us, email brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com, brofohero on Instagram. Also, make sure to check out roguemedianetwork.com.
roguemedianetwork.com.
The family of podcasts that we are a part of. Tons and tons of other great shows out there
There's a lot
to
of
look
them.
at as well.
Or listen to. Either one.
Did I just say look at?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Well,
you can
look
watch
at them.
some.
Sure. Yeah, you can look at them.
You can watch some. You can listen to some. So
I can look at my radio.
that's true. I do look at my radio when I listen to it.
That's right.
Makes it hard to drive,
That's
but
right. Yeah.
that was a bad
Yeah.
joke.
My wife yells at me about this stuff. all the
About
time.
looking at the radio while you drive.
I'm always looking at things while I'm driving. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a tree at some point. Just, I'm done.
Yeah. Hey, I don't remember if we left this in last time. I'll just close out with this with
Yeah,
you.
please do.
Where I was bitching about your Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah,
I think it was before.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this week that they're going to announce that, they're bringing back the...
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I thought about you when I heard that they're going to use the Oiler ones to play the Texans. Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah. Well,
Not you,
know.
them.
Yeah.
Bud Adams and that
I'm-
whole family in general.
Sure. Well, Bud Adams is dead, but sure.
Yeah, but he moved the team to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. No, I was not a big fan at the time. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's a great spot to end it. So thanks for listening, and until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Love you, Blue. Gallicon.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.